and I got a text message from eBay informing us that our visa to get into the Democratic Republic of the Congo was no good. Even though we had them issued here in the Kinshasa, or the DRC embassy in Washington, D.C., they were invalid, and that we should expect to be told so when we arrived to the country. The reason I'm mentioning that is, as we're exiting Brussels, I presented my passport to the customs official, and she said, your visa is no good. We're still in Brussels. We haven't even gotten to the Congo yet. And thankfully, she was looking at our visa for Brazzaville, which is another Congo country, and those dates rightfully were in the future, so she was right. So I directed her to our DRC visas, and thankfully, and praise God, she really didn't understand the visa, because had she understood the visa, it was not valid, it had expired, and we would have never made it out of Brussels. But thankfully we did. God was with us literally every step of the way. So that's the top two. Just getting into the DRC was a challenge. And then the third one is I was trying to set up time with lawyers, because we wanted to meet with some Congolese lawyers to help us with some questions that the elders here and I had about doing business in the Congo and helping the churches. And I couldn't make a final connection with those lawyers. Well, we went to a fellowship, and lo and behold, there are the lawyers. So we got to meet with the lawyers right after the fellowship. We had a wonderful time, and really an inspiring time, of being able to minister and to pray with many of the children that are being sponsored by those of you that are contributing to that. It was a wonderful time. It was also a very humbling time to see just what the need is there in the Congo and for these children. So what you're doing is a very important work, letting them learn to read and learn about the things of God is just, it's amazing. We also met with folks that traveled from all parts of the DRC. We met with folks that actually came over 340 kilometers just to be at the meeting. And some of those folks actually stayed over the next day so that they could be with us, to pray with us, and to spend time with us and travel back. And you'll see in some of the video that travel is very difficult in the Congo. It's also very expensive, and it's not like here where you can just hop on the Amtrak and away you go. Travel is tremendously difficult there, and for them to make that effort was remarkable. So definitely a highlight of the trip. During the Revelation teachings, we saw how wonderful Yahweh was in teaching the men that were participating in those teachings. And as you'll see in some of the video, the native, or the official language is French. Then the local language is Lingala, and then so everything that we had to do was being translated by a wonderful sister, Adele, who would, we would speak in English, and we may speak at length in English. And she has a remarkable mind, and she then needs to change that into French. And you'll see in some of the video that we may spend 10 seconds saying a phrase. She would spend 30, 40, 50, 60 seconds changing that into the language and the concepts that the Congolese people could understand. So just that whole interaction and having Adele there was an amazing blessing to us.